In today's video, I'm going to talk about what a low float stock is and why they're attractive to many day traders. Hey everyone, lead trader with StocksToTrade, Tim Bohen here. Be sure to subscribe and get notified as soon as these videos hit. Today we're going to talk about low float stocks. Comment below, leave me a yes or a no. Do you trade low float stocks? Do you like them? We're going to start out with a little bit of definition of terms. You might have seen low float stocks. Maybe you found this video because you were Googling them because you've heard many day traders talk about them. So I'm going to start out with kind of some definition of terms and how they are defined. The float is the freely tradable shares of a stock. Think of that as the supply. Remember, the market ultimately is based on the Adam Smith model of supply and demand. Most of you probably had a high school or college economics class, and you understand how supply and demand react to each other. A low float stock is a stock with very limited supply. So the outstanding shares of a stock are determined by many things: how many offerings, how big the company is. A stock like Apple will have billions of shares in the float. So the supply is huge. It's very difficult to move the price quickly when there's high supply. Just like if you're selling oranges, if you've got millions of oranges, there is a large supply. If the demand isn't high enough, the price is going to go low. So a low float stock is a stock, in most circles, we could consider it to be a stock with less than 10 million shares in the float. Now with StocksToTrade, you can scan for these stocks, quickly isolate those. It's one of the great tools in StocksToTrade. I love low float stocks. It's about 90% of my focus, so I love those tools. So now you found a stock with less than 10 million float. Why does that matter? Why is that attractive? Because of the fact that there is such limited supply of stock. If there's news, if there's a catalyst, a contract win, something that is affecting the stock, more traders are going to be attracted. So say they've got a big contract win with a huge partner. Traders are going to gravitate to that stock, which brings demand. More demand with limited supply means volatile price action. Now, higher float stocks can move quickly too, but they need much more volume, many more buyers. The great thing about low floaters is it only takes a few traders and sometimes not the greatest news to make these things rocket. And as much as Apple is a great stock that I mentioned with high float, I don't think Apple is ever going to move 100%, 200%, 1,000% in the day. The great thing about low float stocks is we see that all the time, especially post 2015, 2016. Frequently, sometimes we see 3 or 4 of these stocks a week that will move 2, 3, 4, 500% in one day. Back to that supply and demand idea. So that's one of the biggest reasons I love low float stocks, and I think all new traders should be looking at them. Now, as always, there's danger in trading, there's risk and there's reward. Low float stocks move quickly, but they can reverse quickly. So while I say you should be checking them out, paper trading them, testing them as a new trader, until your discipline is on point, until you have a trade plan and you know where you're going to stop out, it's best to simulate or paper trade. So again, I love low float stocks. They're one of the best ways to grow an account. I don't know if there's any small day trader that got started and grew his account quickly that didn't trade low float stocks, but there are dangers. Have that plan, have that stop loss. Thanks for watching our video. Be sure to comment below with any trading related question. We love answering your questions. Also, like and share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to be notified as soon as our next video hits. And if you're looking to expand your trading knowledge, don't forget to check out all of our other videos, and be sure to click the trial below. Check out StocksToTrade. I think it is one of the best, most rapidly advancing softwares out there. Be sure to check out our trial.